So, hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's Kenny, as usual. Let's break down these pairs for this new week. This is Sunday, our Sunday swings. I'm going to break down the best looking pairs for this week and also talk about a few things about that happened last week that pissed me off and all that. Last week was, I can't even say it was just there. So this week we have like two pairs that we traded last week. We have two pairs, so we're going to talk about them. The first pair we have is GBP USD. GBP USD we wanted to sell last week, which we did sell, and then we took an L. Very, very interesting L. This week we want to buy GBP USD. I really like the way it's looking on this week. On the weekly, we are clearly bullish. We have the higher high, we have the higher low. I'm currently waiting for a pullback to this area of interest here to buy. This is a nice area of interest because it's an area of interest on the weekly time frame and it's an area of interest on the daily time frame. So it's looking very, very, very nice. Also the 4 hour structure point, a lot of confluence is adding up. So this is where we took the L. I don't really have any problem with this loss because when we took that loss, the 4 hour was bearish. We had our entry signal. The EMA was under the support and resistance level. Very, very beautiful loss. Like I have no problem with this loss. So now I'm looking to buy. Price has broken. We're waiting for the retest to buy. Basically, break and retest. The next pair we have on our list, we have GBP card. This time I'm looking to buy because we are above the area of interest of last week. Don't forget to watch last week's video so you can understand all these trades that we are talking about, right? So I took this loss on GBP card. I got worked out on GBP card. As if you all watched my last video, you see where it's like I talked about this trade. This was a beautiful trade. So I marked up my area of interest properly, hit my take profit to the T, and then reversed from there. But I got worked out, which is very, very irritating. I don't have any problem. I'm like, okay, I got worked out, fine. I had an opportunity to catch the re-entry, but then I couldn't catch the re-entry. I think I was just me, it was just me being ignorant, to be honest, because I know where I would have caught the re-entry here, but then very, very sad for missing out the re-entry. But then we move on. As you all know, we journal our trades here on the checklist. Now, let me tell you guys what annoyed me last week. Last week, I'm not against what happened, I'm not against the whole workout. But then, okay, we won that our first trade of the year was positive. The second one was GBP card. That let me view details. Yeah, yeah. This was real price here. My stop loss. I just went and journaled it immediately. So, but as you all can see, it was a workout here. So, that was where I got worked out. Now, the next trade, and now on this trade, I was risking 1.5%. Where I fucked up last week was my risk changed. On this next trade I took, I my risk went from 1.5% here to 1% here. I don't know, it was just me being emotional, I was just not as I got worked out here, I wasn't as I became emotional kind of because I know I'm human though, but then I became emotional and I went down to 1% risk on this trade I took here. That was GBP AUD, which was a win of 1 to 2 weeks to reward. So I basically made back the money, but then if I didn't close, if I went to my normal risk, I would have been up 1%. Yeah, now end of the week we took one more trade. That was JPUSD, and that was a loss. The loss I was telling you guys about. I took a loss on that one, and now that took me into drawdown for the week, of which I would have been at break even for the week, but then I took a loss. I then closed in drawdown for the week because I didn't. I changed my risk. So the moral lesson of the story is to keep your risk stable. Keep your risk stable so that when you are so that the math so that it matches, so that the math matches. Now if I had kept my risk stable, I would have been up 300 bucks here, which would have balanced out these two losses here, and I'd have been breaking even for the week. But then in general, we're still but still positive for the month because it's 178. That's like it's not much, but then we're still positive for the month. So that's it's not sad. It's not sad. So we just go do better. We just learn from the mistake and just keep going. So now I'm looking for buys on GBP card, looking for waiting for price to have a pullback to this area of interest. Then we buy. The buy is looking very nice. We have our psychological level at this point, 1.86500. Very beautiful buys on GBP card. And guys, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on X because we drop the free signals there. We drop the free gems there. So don't forget to follow me on X. Whew. Then for the next one, we have card CHF. Card CHF is kind of tricky, but then it looks nice. It looks it looks very nice. Card CHF daily is bearish, for weekly is bearish, and the 4 hour is bearish. All the time frames are pointing to the downside. So we should be very, very much interested in selling this pair. Yeah, very much interested in selling this pair. So we're also looking for the pullback to the area of interest here to sell. I like all the time frames are pointing to the downside basically. The next one we have USDJPY. USDJPY, I have not really looked at it in a while, in a very long while, to be honest. USDJPY has just been doing its thing. I think the last time I traded it was here. But while looking to sell USDJPY, the daily is bearish. The weekly is bearish. Yes, weekly is bearish. I love this weekly bearish engulfing candlestick. I love it so much. I love this daily bearish engulfing candlestick. So I'm just going to be taking a kind of pullback. Don't forget to follow me on X or Twitter because that's where we drop these free signals live. So we drop these trades live, we drop them live as we enter. So don't forget to follow me there because I always keep you guys updated. Then we go to the next pair. We have USD. USD, we're looking to buy. The daily is bearish, the daily is bullish and the weekly is bullish. I love this weekly. The weekly, as you all can see, we have a left head, right shoulder on the weekly time frame. Very beautiful left hand, right shoulder. I love the way this, I love this support and resistance level here. Price, as we respected this zone a lot, so we respect price to have a pullback to that point and also respect it again. So we are looking to buy Euro USD from this point. We have one psychological level here at the area of interest 1, and we have one psychological level here at the area of interest 2. So we're looking to buy Euro USD when price gives us the pullback we need to take the buys, right? The next pair, we have a lot of pairs this week, to be honest. I have GBP NZD, GBP NZD on the weekly. Weekly is it's tricky, but then it's under this nice level of support and resistance here. So I'm looking to sell. Daily is bearish. I like this reaction here. Reaction. This is a very nice level of support and resistance in the daily time frame. So we are looking to sell after we have this pullback. We have attempted selling here before, but it wasn't ready at that point. So I believe it might be ready here to sell. And we have USD card. USD card looks very, very interesting. USD card. For me, USD card is currently bearish on daily and I love the way daily is looking, to be honest. I like this level of support, resistance, support, resistance, And this is also around psychological level 1.38,000. Very nice level of support and resistance. If you notice, anytime price go here, price had a very crazy reaction. Every fucking time price go here, price had a reaction. So we're also waiting for a pullback to retest this area of interest to sell. The 4 hour time frame is also bearish. So I believe that when it pulls back, the EMA will catch up, use a dynamic resistance to sell. So very interesting. Don't forget to follow me so you'll be updated. Another pair we have on the list, we have Euro AUD. Euro AUD. I've not talked about this pair in a while. Like, oh my God, in up to 8 months. I don't think I've even talked about this pair in a fucking while, so I don't think I've talked about it. Okay. I don't remember. It has been a while. I've never talked about this pair on this channel. So now this pair, I'm looking to sell this pair. I'm waiting for a pullback. I love this level of support and resistance. We have one touch, two touch, three touch, four touches. I love this zone very, very well. And we have round psychological level in this zone too. So waiting for a pullback to this point, waiting for a pullback to this area of interest to sell Euro AUD basically. Very, very interesting. On the 4 hour, we also have a nice minor support and resistance level. Notice one, two, three touches. Very nice level, waiting for a retest to sell, basically. And the last one on the least pair on the list, I kind of like it. I do not like, but then I'll explain to you guys why I'm interested in it. And it's at the bottom of the list, so you guys will understand what is actually going on here. EURJPY is at the top of is at the highest high it has ever been, like in forever. This is the highest point I have ever seen EURJPY. Like I don't even think I've been born when EURJPY. Let me see. This is the highest point. Like, the last high was in what was this? 2008. Okay, I've been born here. But as it's got to this point, it crashed, got to the all-time high and dumped massively. And okay, now look at this. Price hasn't even price. This is forex.com. Do I think if I go to FXCM, which is an older broker, it would show me more. So where is the next all-time high that price made? This was the next all-time high. I'm surprised it made that all-time high price dumped aggressively. So we should be price give an engulfing and dumped aggressively. So we should be expecting something, very relative to that. And also it's also got to a lot of things that made me to make me to add this pair to my list, right? So I'm not going to say much, but then it's at an all-time high again. So we should just expect price to do what it's been doing since, that is making all-time highs and then creating some kind of then having this kind of massive dump. So I don't know if I'll be involved in the dump, but then I'm expecting the dump. The 4 hour is already bearish for me, bearish, and also have our psychological level. Very, very interesting pair to be honest. So I think that is all the pairs for this week. So guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter or X. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video, guys. Thank you.